In today's video, I'm going to show you how I took a toolbox like this and I turned it in to my decapping station, which now looks like this. Welcome back to 10X Power Up. My name is Steve. The first thing you're going to notice is obviously I removed all my drawers, and I left 2 drawers in here, and this is where I have some of the tools I have. My case gauge, for example. And you'll notice here I have shot brass. This is where I keep my shot brass. And on the other side I have my virgin brass, which in today's day and age, we all know we save that as long as we can. All right, so this is what you see in the front. This is my Wilson Combat Trimmer. It's a micrometer adjustment, and your lock is right here. This is your case holder. It locks in position like this, and it's manual. Now this particular block I made when I was working, and when you buy this setup, Wilson also supplies one with you, with it as well. This is my overall height gauge after I trim brass. I don't check every one, but what happens here is I'll just take this brass, for example, and put it in here. And you can see that it's reading about +2, which is no big deal because Starline brass runs a little shorter than most brass anyway. This is my lubrication pad that I put the brass on when I want to put it on the decapper. And there's a brush which I go into the neck with to lubricate the inside of the neck. And this is my RCBS Rocker Chucker Supreme. I have 3 of these because I don't like readjusting all the presses every time I want to do something. So I just buy a press when I have to do something new. When you set this up, you bring this down till this part touches the die. And then you want a little, like a little joint, a little knuckle is all you want on that. And it's a full length sizing die. So what that means is it's going to go all the way down to the bottom of this case and do the entire die. The entire case. Now here is my tumbling setup. I have 2 shelves on here. This is how I store my tumbler when it's not in use, so no water will drip out, get on my motor up here and rust it out. And I have it bolted through the side of the toolbox with a back plate that I made. And it's just 1/2-inch plywood that I got from any hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever. And the nice thing about this is when I put this up here and I can tumble as I'm doing everything else, as I'm decapping, trimming, whatever I want to do, and this can be tumbling at the same time. Now, the advantage of this toolbox is because I do have limited space, it's on 4 swivel wheels. And I can move it anywhere I want to move it, get it out of my way when I'm not using it, put it where I want it when I am. All right, so how I process the brass, real simple, just a couple pieces of brass, is I take my case lube here and I just put a few drops on here, and it doesn't take a lot. So I just hit it and get a little bit on there, because if you do get too much case lube on here, what's going to happen to your brass is you'll end up damaging your neck. And I didn't believe that when I first started doing it, and I found out that it did. So then I roll a brush in here and I stick it inside the neck and I lubricate the neck. And then I just roll it back and forth. So then we're going to put it on the case holder on the sizing die. And I'm going to run it up. And the primer comes out, sizes the whole case, and that's what we have. Then I take it and put it in the case holder. Lock it in place and just turn the handle a few times. Now some of these cases are short, but you can see it's kind of shiny, so that means I did take off a little bit of the material, so it brought it into the length that I wanted. And all I do is I run it on the ID of the neck, and then I move it over and I take out and deburr the outside of the neck. And then I can even leave it in this case holder to check the overall length on it. In this particular case, it's +1, which is golden. I'm not concerned with that at all. And then I just tap it out, and then I put it in my finished bin. All right, so this is how I repurposed an old toolbox and made it my portable decapping station. So if you like the information I'm presenting to you, give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching 10X Power Up. Have a great day and hope to see you on the range.